Good morning, Council of Light. Good morning, dear ones. Good morning, beloved. Good morning, ancestors. We are here in the playhouse, and I just want to try to capture whatever is coming through. I was trying to plan a video of space and get dressed appropriately and all of that, but I might miss out on whatever's coming through, so I better do it now. Plus it's loud. I'm gonna go run and grab a microphone today. I'm outside, it's pre-morning, and I'm in a playhouse without a roof. And what we want to talk about today is transformation. That's what's coming through and has been coming through for the last few hours. So let's talk about transformation, please. So in the last video, we talked about this being a time of cleansing, cleaning out the wounds within, so without. So within yourself, you are doing this work. It's being brought to you. We are on this lockdown. Yes, there are many things happening at this level, and we all feel it, whatever our gifts are. But there's much happening on other levels as well. So let me talk to you about other levels, because that's what I do. That's where I am. That's where I spend a lot of my time. And that's what I'm here to share with you. So now is the time for each individual. They have the opportunity to transform dramatically at this time. And I want to share with you some ways that have been transformative for me, that are very simple and that you might be able to practice on your own. And one of them is transformative art. I'm calling it transformative art. So I don't believe that you have to be an artist at all. I had a background in art and illustration, but that was very, very long ago, more than 20 years. And I have been cut off from any artistic instinct to draw or anything like that for quite some time. So I believe anyone can do this. And what ends up happening is during ascension and during any time like this, where the energies are set up for change and for going to a higher or deeper level within yourself, there's going to be these dramatic emotions that are going to be coming up. And now is the time that it has been set up that you may not avoid those dramatic emotions by going through your everyday rituals of forgetfulness, of programming. So these emotions come up because we need to cleanse them out. Remember that we're rising we are ascending to higher levels where these emotions don't really, they're not a part of it. You've transcended it. So let's transcend. You're being given the opportunity to transcend whenever you have these emotions that are almost too much for you to bear. But it does not have to take ascension to have that. So let's just talk about explosive emotions can be a conduit to transformation. So during this ascension, I've had much explosive emotions. And what happens is, as you're changing and as you're transforming, that's energy that is being released. And if you don't know how to release it, then it's a build up and a build up and a build up and build up. And pretty much then you're a bomb. You're just a walking bomb of this energy that you've transmuted through yourself, or that you are transmuting. And that's what we're doing. This is dramatic, honorable work, working on your emotions here. We are transmuting energy from lower levels to higher levels, just like Gaia's doing right now. She is transmuting lower energy to higher energies. Now, the way that you do that is not easy. And dealing with emotions and clearing these emotions out, and the cleansing on the inside and the cleansing on the outside of the world, it's not easy. So you may want to employ these. Anyway, one way that you can employ it is through art. So my way of doing that was to come out to this playhouse and just do whatever I could in this playhouse when I had emotions that were too much for me, or that I just simply could not express. And I ended up, first I would just paint the walls, change the colors. But then eventually, when the more emotional I got, I would run out here and paint things, whatever I felt. And through that, it recreated art within me. So on these walls, there's art for me. And all of the art looks like child art. I'm going to send art. I'll put pictures somewhere so you guys can see. But extremely expressive it came out. And just being in this playhouse allowed me to just let go of any outside world expectations of what I was going to draw, and just use my emotions. I used the emotion and used whatever was in this little playhouse, which thank God there was paint, and this paint is all old and cruddy, and I just added water to it and whatever I could find. Anyway, I expressed myself in the moment, in what I'm calling art. And yes, why isn't whatever you create that is pure like this art? Anyway, so I ended up creating art. And that in itself was extremely transformative for me. Even though at the time I did not know it. It's only now that it kind of comes together. But then being like even 3 months ago, and still during these explosive times where I have all this emotion, and you've cried as much as you could cry, and you've tried to do the work in other ways to relieve that, and you've also tried to ignore it, you've tried to meditate it out. There comes a time where it has to be released. It does. And it's great rage or great extreme pain. So self-harmers, please listen to this part. Anyway, you come out here and I'm saying that having come to those same thoughts. not expressed in self-harm, but expressed in this way. So I would just come out here like right now, where it's early morning or in the middle of the night, and I can't even see the color of the paint that I've opened, or the brushes are so stiff they don't even bend. It doesn't matter. I just ran out here and expressed myself in paint and wrote horrible words or beautiful words. I painted clouds or other things. I just painted what I felt. And then I don't even really remember what I did. I just know that I painted until I was done with the emotion, and then I just walk away and go back in there and go to bed, maybe with paint on my fingers. But whatever the case, I went out and I expressed something, and then when you come back and look at it, you literally see yourself. Even whatever it was, maybe you just went outside and frantically planted flower seeds. Whatever your art is, because I've done that too, and I mean, whatever it is. In the realm of art, let's keep it in that way, in the realm of art. Anyway, you can go back when you're not in that state of being and see where you were and find it quite beautiful. Because whatever you created, even if you put tic-tac-toes all over the place, if you put fingerprints, whatever you did, because it was expressed with your heart, you will love it. And you may come back and study it again. But what can be even more transforming than that is that when you have that emotion again, to come back to the same art and destroy it in whatever way, or transform it. I say destruction because when you're feeling those high emotions like that, maybe transformation is on your mind, but more than likely not. So I'm just saying destruction, because you may run out here, or I may run out here as an example, and just cover whatever beautiful thing I painted with some ugly red paint and orange, and then walk away. Don't be afraid to do that. So that is the transformational art, is that you took the time to create something in a state of emotion, and then when you're in another state of emotion, to come back to that same art and put that emotion over it or destroy it. Excuse me. There's a transformation that takes place within that. There is a rebirth and a death, and a rebirth and a death, and a rebirth and a death. And of your emotions, because you're expressing them in your emotions. So you may, you may take your art and cut it up into pieces. Don't throw it away, please. But you may take whatever it is and just destroy it in another way, what feels like destruction to you, or you may take it and try to transform it into something else based on your emotions. So it's going to be maybe ugly and raw, and who cares? You're just getting this out. But the part that is important, because is the destruction, and allowing first of all, to come back and look at whatever it was that you created. And if you're a writer, which I am, then I just wrote on the walls as well as the art. I mean, put yourself into this, into whatever you're going to allow your transformative art to be. To come back and to allow first of all, when you see what you created in an emotional moment, there's transformation in that itself, because you're at a different state of being. It gives you a different perspective of yourself to review what you created in that state of being, in that, high anger, high rage, high pain, high sadness, whatever it is. To review that in a different state of being gives you a whole different perspective of yourself. I'm being asked to slow down, but my energy is very high. Okay. There are a lot of guides and angels with me today, reaching out to everyone as I'm speaking. Saying you're not alone. That's the biggest thing they want me to say. You are not alone. You are not alone. We are here with you. We are here with you. Okay, yeah. Yes, let's go back. Let's go back. You can review you can review yourself from a different perspective. And there's tremendous growth in that. Tremendous growth. But mostly, what are you going to see? You're going to see a mirror. You're going to see a mirror in a way you haven't seen yourself before, without judgment, because you know that you're going to come back to that same art if you so choose, and destroy it or transform it. So it doesn't matter. And in that rebirth is a birth and a death, and a birth and a death, until you just don't feel those emotions anymore, and you come out and start fresh, and start a new painting and start a new art. If you come out and destroy a piece of art that you have worked on, a picture, whatever it is, and then you come back the day after, like you did the first time you painted it, then you'll see that destruction over the first one, and you're still going to love it. You're still going to love it, because something happens in that process. You are painting you. And because you created it, you're going to love it. And in that is a magic that releases and heals so deeply. So deeply. So that's one tool. Excuse me. That's one tool. Transformative art. And I am so video editing illiterate right now. But I'm going to try to find a way just to share this with you, what I'm looking at and where I am. Anyway, it opened up a portal of healing for me that was everything that I needed. It opened up an ocean of healing to run out here and do to play in this playhouse, to have that freedom. And for me, it was mostly transformative because it was outside, and I really very much relate. That's like home for me. So I'm not indicating that your art has to be outside or in a playhouse, but I also do believe that allowed me to, those were circumstances different enough from what I was experiencing on the everyday, every hour of the day, to open up and allow me to express even more. So those might be the conditions that you're under now. You might be able to do that in your car. You might be able to do that in the, find a place that isn't your normal place and begin some kind of transformational art. I do believe that if you are on a self-harmer, that this, if you have been, as of yesterday, which is not today, I see you. I see you, and I am an empath. So I do see you. I do feel you. I do know. And not only do I know through empathy, but I also know through my own experience that, you know, when you're taking in and taking in and taking in, and you have no way to express, which is often why it happens with teens, because they are living in a very not as much freedom as an adult to express. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It just means that there is so much pain, emotional pain on the inside, that you really, that it feels that you need to get it out. You just need to get it out. Even if it, and that also gives you a form of control, you think, on how you're going to release it. But anyway, I'm going far from the topic. I'm saying, I do believe that this could be helpful for you as well. The destruction of the art that you love, and then coming back and even loving that more because you created it, and yet you've not harmed yourself, because you must know yourselves as creators. That will cleanse out those explosive emotions. That will allow you to love yourself in a way that you haven't before. That will transform you. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next one because people are waking up now, and the dogs are out. See? I might not be able to talk. Okay, let's pause this one. Okay, we're going to try to continue. So that was one way. The next way is to transform. That I have found to be very helpful is, I'm just trying to calm myself down a little bit here. I have a lot of energy. And the dogs are out now. Mantras. Yes. So, even through my best intentions, I have not been able to meditate in ways that have been shown to me, that I thought that I would be able to follow those ways and be able to meditate. I've not been able to achieve that. What has worked effortlessly for me is to listen to mantras. Because in the last video, yes, we talked about sound and how powerful sound is. And so this is in addition to that. The mantras, and I'm going to post a few selections below that I listen to, but I would suggest, in my experience, that if you listen to them with earphones, that it does allow immediate, I would say, transformation. It does. In a way that you would not express, because it is so very simple. So at the time that I was feeling, I was getting recommendations. The guidance I was receiving was coming through videos, and it was like my guides had taken over the recommended videos that come into YouTube, and every single video was just some huge thing for me. It was amazing. It was like looking at a syllabus. Oh, you're here? Well, you can take this road, and you can take that road, and you can take this road, and it was a syllabus of classes that I could employ for whatever my situation was. That's how they were working with me at the time, including breaks with music. So out of the blue, I would get like a mantra video, which I had not tried before, and I will put the first one that I heard down below, and they had been talking to me about making an effort, basically, but making a different effort than what I was trying. So when I heard it, it had first of all, her voice was so, just took me right on out. It just was like taking hold of a ribbon, and I went right on out the window with her voice. I mean, that's how, anyway. And so that frequency, the frequencies of these mantras, they just kind of come and wrap around you. And all you're hearing is this simple verse over and over again within music. Extremely transformative. Extremely. As they asked, and I just sat down and put on my earphones and sang the words, and they're in another language. And so that immediately cuts my mind off. I am focusing on something, and I literally cannot think of anything else, because I am hearing this beautiful voice, and I'm singing along. That's my task, is I'm singing along with her, because this one had the sing-along words in there, so that you could make an attempt to sing along with her and know what she's saying. So that's what I did. And that became my meditation. I'm trying to express why it was so transformative, and I'm just going to jump straight to frequency. It's because of frequency. So I think of frequency like, back in Sesame Street or whatever, whenever I saw an electric sign, or even, those, just a line that's all looks like a heartbeat, a cardiogram, just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, whatever. I think of that as a frequency, but lots of them. So to me, that's frequency in my mind. And it's going across horizontal. Frequency going across horizontal. That's frequency. Well, when the mantra does musically, because the power of sound, let's just say sound penetrates all things within this world that we live in. Yes. So imagine being at that, seeing that frequency, and then when you do these mantras, then a whole nother frequency is introduced almost vertically to what is there, and it's going to lift you. So whatever frequency I sit down at, let's just make some stuff up, because, okay, guys, don't come back at me, please, with some sound advice. I'm just making this up. So let's say I'm sitting here and I'm feeling very emotionally upset, and so let's say that's 2, 3, 6 that I am emitting as my frequency, that I am sitting at. That is my state of being. I am upset. I am whatever. Very anxious, let's say. I am very anxious and sad, let's say that. and I put on those headphones, and let's say that what I'm emitting in that feeling is 236. Okay, and you can imagine how that looks like on your, what frequency looks like emitting at 236. When I put on those headphones and then I begin that mantra, then another frequency is going to come straight up through me. Okay, if you can visualize that, and lift the whole, lift it and lift and lift and lift. So while I'm sitting there and seems like I'm doing this boring thing of saying this same thing over and over again within a nice sound and frequency in the words that I'm saying, I am climbing a ladder of frequency to a higher state of being without effort. Just comes right in, sweeps you up, and as long as you participate, takes you up, 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 up. So then by the end of the song, I may be now at whatever, 3.333. And let's say it's a mantra, so it's repeated over and over again, so I just play the song over and over again, depending. So that is my meditation. It is extremely effective. I'm offering that as a tool to everyone to employ these mantras. If you're like me, my brain never stops thinking. And then being an empath, I am always feeling everything and everyone. And then going through these to these different places to receive these messages, which just happens naturally. I don't have to participate. It's going to happen. Then I'm just a nutcase, quite frankly, literally. So these two transformational tools just immediately transform my state of being, because I may have to do a part 2 on this. I'm just going to go ahead and keep going, because they want to talk about, because wherever you are at the moment literally is your state of being. Wherever you are most feeling at the moment is your state of being. So when I sat down feeling those feelings, and in the realm of let's say 236 realm, that is my state of being. That is what I am emitting. So that is what is also going to come back to me. Okay? The choices that I have are going to be in that. What kind of are going to be the choices that are offered to you when you are in that state of being at the 236. Do you see? And then so when we come up, when I am done listening to that song and I've participated, now I am at a higher frequency. I'm at 333. Maybe I listened to it for a long time and I'm way somewhere else. Maybe I'm at 555 now. And I'm feeling better. And now I'm at a different state of being. And so what comes back at me is 555 stuff from the world. Let's say I'm feeling really calm and accepting and non-judgmental now, and relief. Let's say I'm feeling very relief and very relaxed too. Let's say that's what's in the realm of 555, which isn't really, because that's changed. So let's say I've gone up to maybe something, I don't know, but higher, okay? I'm in that higher state of being. So then what is the world going to reflect back to me? That stuff. Relieving kind of stuff. You see? Yeah, I know you all follow that. So now that I'm in that state of being is everything. because now the people that I'm going to associate with when I'm feeling that are going to be the people that are in the state of being of the 555. What are the choices that are going to be offered to me? They're going to be the choices that are offered at the state of being when you're in, you see, that level. So it literally can change your entire world to take these steps to transform your state of being so that you can day by day be living in a higher state of being. And then you will not have these extremely explosive states of emotion anymore. You'll begin to level out. So we're going to level out and we're going to balance. But when we do that and we come to a leveled state, it's going to be higher. It's going to be higher. And there's going to be more love in it. There's going to be more love choices. We will have transformed ourselves and the world. Because how do we change the world? The world reflects your heart. So you change your heart. You raise yourself to a higher state of being. And then it goes out and it is manifested and reflects back to you. And in that, you have changed the world. Because whatever you emit will change the world. So emit something higher, because that's where we're going. And the more that you fight that, the more that you fight not coming to love, not dropping baggage, shedding what we no longer need. And those are all very painful things that we have to go through. But we're letting go of baggage. Let that baggage go. So that this ship that we're all on can rise. Okay, I think that's it, and I'm just going to see, I had written some things earlier when I didn't know exactly what was coming through. If you're still with me, then thank you. So these transformational tools offered when you transmute explosive emotional energy and it runs through you and you come out on a higher level, in which these two that I offered you will do, then you have just transmuted energy and made a transformation. We're being called to transform. Transformational art allows you to let go of deep-seated emotions and transform. And sound within a mantra is no effort transformation. Because in addition to what we've talked about today with frequency and how you can see that that's going to rise you, to help you to rise, remember in the last video, sound is a portal. Okay, so you are entering a portal. You are entering a portal. It's like Star Trek. Through sound. And the mantra will keep your mind busy enough that you don't have to participate that much. If you allow, if that be your intent, do your research, and find out the words that you're saying. However, I can feel it, and you probably can too. And so you might allow yourself to trust yourself.